What up, fuckers? Oh shit. Are we recording?
Yeah, we're recording.
We're recording. Oh.
Hi guys, welcome to our podcast. I'm Olivia.
I'm Corinne.
I'm Osei.
I'm Cassidy.
I'm Tucker.
And today we're going to be talking to you about our family stories.
Yes, because family communication is like part of everybody's lives. You know what I mean? Everybody tells stories to each other within our families, either to communicate, share our thoughts, feelings, or whatever.
Exactly. Let's face it, sometimes family conversations can be messy, awkward, or even downright funny. Still, though, there's interactions that we connect, grow, and create memories that will last a lifetime with our families.
Okay, but after all, it's not just about what we say, but kind of how we say it and the moments we share along the way. Every family, has those stories, the ones that could have gone very wrong, but somehow didn't, which I think is kind of a common thing we find.
Yeah, like if it was like a near disaster or like a panicked parent or a moment that was just funnier now than it was then, maybe it was scary in the moment, we're here to talk about it all because, let's be honest, family memories are best told with a little bit of laughter.
Even though each of our stories had a different tone and idea, the idea of them all was clear. There are a ton of things that can go wrong, but families are stronger than conflict, allowing things to go right, bringing us here to share these stories today.
And family communication is shaped by narrative theory, decision-making, unpredictable stress like family mishaps, and these sort of things are valuable to the family because it helps us overcome these decisions and work through it together.
Perfect. So it's Olivia again
And Corinne.
and today we're going to be talking to you about what we think is really important when it comes to family communication.
And that's narrative theory.
Exactly. Yes, this is about stories, the whole thing, but we think narrative theory specifically.
Yeah, for sure. So to start off talking about these family stories, we're going to be talking about narrative theory, like we said. And in the book, narrative theory is a performance theory, and its meaning-centered approaches focus on sense-making via family narratives and stories, and how family stories are central to family identity as they both affect and reflect our family.
Perfect. So when I was kind of trying to think of something that went with my family or something that was shared a lot, it kind of reminded me of my parents meeting each other, their story for that. That's kind of an obvious. I feel like that's a really common story to be shared in families, but I feel like my parents is a little unique, so I'll just give you guys a quick summary, and then we'll kind of share. But it was like 28 years ago. My mom was like a moderator for a chat room, and my dad had entered it, and he wasn't supposed to be in there, so my mom was like, hey, get out of here. And they ended up talking for some reason, as one does after they don't want them to be there, I don't know. And they talked every day. It was consistent, but it was in the 90s. They had no way
What
to
are
show.
the odds of that? Him joining the wrong
know.
chat room and
It's-
she's the moderator?
No, literally, it's crazy. It's
Yeah.
totally
Your mom said, I'm going to shoot my shot, I guess.
for real. And so they, 90s, they couldn't really share pictures of each other. I think my mom had a picture saved in her computer and was able to send it to my dad. I think
So they don't even know what they look like.
Yeah, I think my mom
and
literally
Disclaimer,
faxed it.
there was no Snapchat.
There was no Snapchat.
No, because I would have catfished.
Just hype
Whoa,
yourself up.
Yeah.
True colors.
So they ended up deciding, let's actually meet. And I honestly am like, that's crazy. I could, no thank you. So my mom lived in Utah, my dad lived in Texas, and my dad was like, hey, I'm going to fly to you in Utah. That is totally serial killer in my opinion.
She's like
but
an average person in a horror movie.
exactly.
No
I'm thankful
survival
for it now,
skills.
though, for sure. But my dad ended up going to Utah, and they hit it off. Within 48 hours, they were engaged.
They really said ring by spring.
Yeah, ring by spring for real. And so,
that's crazy.
hadn't even met each other in person full 48 hours. They were engaged. let's just say not everyone was super thrilled about that.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Yikes.
it ended up working out. They got married a couple months later, and now they've been married for 27 years and have 4 kids. So, I mean,
I'd say it
I'm
worked
thankful.
out, yeah.
But I think that one was a pretty good story when it comes to narrative theory, because, like, that could have gone so bad. But my parents were like, you know what, we're going to just do it. We love each other. And now it's just a really crazy story that we can say has a positive outcome now. And it really shaped our family, I believe.
I mean,
Yeah.
it really shaped your family. It created your family.
No,
like,
literally.
like,
Literally.
would we be doing this podcast?
Literally.
Yeah, you just wouldn't even be here. So
real.
Yeah.
Well, my story is not as cute as that, but so my family likes to share this story that I'm going to talk about around Christmas time because that's kind of when this happened. So for my 8th birthday, my parents set up a scavenger hunt for my gifts, and my only other gift was a stuffed animal cat, and I was really wanting a real cat. And so I thought, oh, obviously my other gift is going to be a cat, right? Like,
That makes sense.
so
Yeah,
I'm
checks
going,
out.
following all these clues, and it takes me to the garage, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to walk around the corner. There's going to be a little kitten. It's going to be fire. And it was a bike.
That bike. Are you
was
kidding
what?
me?
It was a-
Sorry.
It was a fucking bike.
No!
I literally had to sit there and, like, obviously I'm going to say thank you and be grateful. Like, you know what? Hell yeah, a bike.
How
But
old were you again?
I was 8.
Yeah, you're way better than I
Yeah.
am.
Yeah.
But I was so disappointed, you guys. And so years later, like, I just bring up that story and, like, I just held that against my parents and kind of thought it was funny to just, like, be like, that looks like I was going to get a cat. Like, you guys set
Yeah.
me up. So then years pass, and Christmas of 2020, I want a cat still, like, over the
The
years.
girl has a
I have a
passion.
dream,
She has
yeah.
a dream.
And so I was kind of being sneaky and like, I was like, oh yeah, I know I'm going to get a cat. I really didn't know. Anyways, Christmas rolls around and all the gifts are open. And then my mom is like, oh, there's a like last present. So it's a scavenger hunt. I'm like, okay, this is my moment. I'll finally get a fucking cat. So I go around the whole house. I make it back to the living room. There's a box, and I hear meowing coming from it, and I start crying because I'm so happy. And I open the box, and there's just a recording of cats meowing, and I'm like, are you kidding me? No, again, like, you guys did me so dirty.
That's
so now I'm, like, kind
crazy.
of crying because I'm embarrassed.
Not they're
but
giving you
then-
trust issues.
You're reliving the
Literally.
trauma.
I'm like, okay, thanks. So I'm going to, like, never recover from this. But so my mom tells me to go look over at my dad, and he's holding a little kitten.
Oh.
And so now I'm crying again because I'm so happy, and they got that all on video. They did me so dirty.
Guys,
but
if you like and comment and subscribe, we'll
Yes.
link the video
If we
down
get a good
below.
grade, we'll send it to you guys.
yes, if this blows up, I'll let you guys
It's
see
actually
the
really
video.
funny. We got to see it. It's good.
nah.
It's good.
Catch us
But-
on Spotify.
So that's definitely a story that gets shared in my family. Like, anytime it's Christmas time, we'll, like, watch the video again and just relive it, even though it's kind of embarrassing, but it's pretty funny. And it ended up working out in the end. So that's awesome.
And I think that is honestly really important when it comes to family communication because, like, now we have that fun story to tell, you know, every
Pass
time it's
it
like
on.
a holiday or you meet someone new kind of thing. But I was also thinking about it, and I feel like another thing that's really good with family communication would be something kind of like decision making.
Yeah.
I feel like along the lines
Yeah,
of that.
for sure.
So, what is decision making in family communications? Decision making is the communicative process by which family members make choices, reach judgments, or arrive at solutions. And kind of my own story with decision making in the communicative process is that my grandfather was known for trying to look for other people or help out and just kind of serve. And so one of the ways that he did that was whenever they were on a like family trip and my grandfather would see like a hitchhiker, he would always pick them up.
Oh.
And
You're saying
What
acts of
is
Yeah.
this?
service. I
Like,
was
no
like-
Yeah.
regard for safety.
Yeah,
in your guys'
seriously.
You know, good on
family.
him
Dude,
though. Good on him.
dude,
Anyways.
and this was like this was in the 70s, so
Oh,
this is like
Serial
yeah.
killers. Oh,
The serial
perfect.
killers
Peak
were
serial
out.
killers.
serial killers.
Awesome.
And yeah, all my aunts and uncles have like stories of like sitting in the family station wagon next to like random strangers that they didn't know.
I would
That's-
actually be so
And
scared.
Diabolical.
thankfully, they're all here, so nobody
I mean,
nobody
that's
died.
good.
So
Good on
yeah.
you.
Your grandpa said,
Good on
Jesus,
your
take the
grandpa.
wheel.
Yeah,
I know,
literally.
right? Your grandpa, what a good guy.
Yeah.
That's terrifying.
So, yeah, just that's how he would decide on making that decision for everybody else, and it actually turned out to be something meaningful years later.
Yeah,
Like
and
a
I bet they got
family.
some good stories out of that too.
The lore goes
Yeah.
crazy.
yeah, that would go crazy.
Grandpa's
That's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah,
Seriously, dinner table at Thanksgiving is crazy.
crazy.
bet.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, it's because like with decision making, like I feel like the shit your grandpa did like that could have easily gone wrong. Like y'all would have been dead. Jeffrey Dahmer would have been your uncle. Like that
Yeah,
type of
that's
shit.
so
Everybody Ted
Great.
Bundy.
Seriously, yeah, for real.
And like with a family mishap, it's more like a stressor is brought upon the family that's unpredicted. Like I guess you could predict that not everybody is safe, but like you can't predict when your car battery's gonna go out. You can't predict when the tire in your car is gonna go out. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Bruh, I remember when my dad had to go to the ER. Mind you, 7 hours after school and work, and I come home to this bullshit. Your dad's in the ER. He fractured a rib, this and that. Now we have to go.
Why didn't he pick a better day?
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
no,
it's
because
kinda
it was
inconvenient.
Thursday.
What
And the
was
next
he
day, I didn't
thinking?
have anything to do. Like, why didn't he pick Friday?
Yeah, why didn't you
Like,
hurt yourself the
he's-
next day?
Yeah.
He's so like
Show some
Get sick on
compassion.
Friday.
Did you
Yeah.
consider
So inconsiderate of
consider
him.
suing?
So,
The
Why would he do that?
thoughtlessness.
Own family too.
yeah,
That's crazy.
It'd be
Yeah.
your own family
Own blood.
sometimes, bro. Your own blood. And
Wow.
so,
I hope you still make fun of him for that.
no, I love making fun of him. I feel like he's the
As you
easiest,
should.
right?
Okay, wait. Sorry. Continue.
Oh.
What happened with the story?
And my mom, she's like, your dad's in the ER. He fractured a lung. We think his lung. No, he like fractured his rib. We think
was
his
gonna
lungs punctured this. Now we have to go to the ER right now.
Wah,
I'm like,
wah.
The
Wah,
audacity.
wah.
Scale issue.
Scale issue. Yeah. So I'm
Get
like,
better.
I'm like, okay, I guess we'll go, right? We go there. Sun's still out. By the time we get out, there's no sun.
Oh,
it's all
no.
it's all dark.
So
it's
he
all night.
really took his
Yeah,
time.
he
Yeah.
hella took his time. Those people at Intermountain be holding their dicks. I don't know what they're doing because they were taking their sweet ass time, mind you. We're sitting waiting, this and that, and the doctor finally comes in after hours of being like, "Oh, like my dad's he's gonna die again, right?
Again.
Again." The doctor comes in, he's like, "Oh yeah, nothing's wrong.
Oh.
Nothing's wrong. Take some ibuprofen."
Oh.
And in my head, I'm like, dead ass, he just said that. Dead ass, he went to medical school for that. And then there's this nurse that's
Take
there,
two
and I ask her, I'm like, wait, so you guys aren't gonna give us a prescription, right? She goes, no, ibuprofen is over the counter drug. Oh, you want to be the next patient in the ER? And let me tell you, the ibuprofen ain't gonna help you then. I mean,
Well,
seriously, I was
you
here
really
for
think you can take
hours,
it?
and you're gonna be telling me to take ibuprofen?
Diabolical.
Whatever. We go to the Walgreens, and you know when your parents were like, doctors don't do anything, they just waste your time, this and that. Insurance is fake. It's all a scam, this and that. I was agreeing with my dad. I was like, you know what? Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
yeah. I hate doctors. Never going again. Not
ChatGPT
Intermountain.
could have told you that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
ChatGPT would have given me
I
the
could have
answer.
an email.
Yeah.
Would have
Kidding.
told you.
They're gonna
oh,
put it in
just take
email.
Advil.
Yeah.
Don't waste
Oh.
your time.
Yeah, don't waste your time. Yeah, exactly. Word per word, he wouldn't be like, don't fuck with the doctors, I'm better.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, well, kind of, I mean, I guess not very similar to that, but some mishaps in my family. In 2014, little 8-year-old me and my family took a trip to
Aw.
Canada,
Fresh.
and it did not go as we planned. It was supposed to be, you know, a nice little family reunion, get to see where my grandpa grew up. So we're driving from Oregon, so all my aunts and uncles, like that side of the family, they are from the like Salt Lake area. So they're all driving from there. They're all kind of like with each other on the road. Well, we're driving from Oregon, and so we get a text from my uncle. I don't know what he was trying to do. Dad lore? I don't know. He was,
That's where it's at.
yeah, he was taking a selfie with a bear.
I respect the guy for that. That's
Yeah.
cool. Did he get the selfie?
Do it for the gram.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's all that
he got
matters.
a
Dude, I
selfie.
want to see this selfie.
Yeah,
He
we'll
almost
drop that selfie
blow
down
this
below.
up.
Yeah.
He almost pulled an Osei's dad and had to go to the ER because that bear was trying to freaking eat him. Anyway, and then kind of on that same trip, our like cabin had a swamp outside and there was paddle boats, and so my sister and I decided, you know, let's go paddle boating. Well, that did not go as planned. Algae and paddle boats don't go together. It got like stuck in like the paddles, and so we were stuck in the middle of this swamp. And my sister was like, why don't you jump in and make sure that like we won't drown? I was like, what do you mean? Like, you're my older sister. Like, why
Yeah.
are you not? Anyway, so that happened. I still
How old
bullied-
was your sister?
She was like 10.
Oh, so she had
You
the
know what?
upper hand.
I don't blame her. Survival of the fittest.
Yeah,
Hell
no,
yeah.
I do that too. I do
She's a
that too.
ginger.
Oh, no, just kidding.
Oh.
This changes.
Ginger slander.
Just kidding.
This changes things comes from Corinne. Diabolical. And then that same night,
Ginger
if-
princess.
yeah, that same night, if things couldn't get worse, a bat came into our like
Oh,
cabin in my aunt's room, and we just hear like my aunt screaming bloody murder because there's a bat in our house.
that's bad.
Anyways, so even though there was a lot of chaos and a lot of stories that still get told, that, you know, it was definitely chaotic and there was some mishaps there, but, you know, it led to a good trip and we'll never forget it.
That's good. And let me guess, it's a good family story that everyone, all of these stories are ones
Yeah.
We
that
talk about
people-
it all the time.
Exactly.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
because like in your family, who shares wholesome, sweet stories? Not me.
Not,
Not
yeah,
me.
literally.
My family's not serious enough for that.
If it wasn't traumatic, it's not funny anymore.
Yeah,
Like,
if it's not
Yeah.
traumatic and you don't, come out unharmed in the end, like it's not a good story.
Yeah,
I don't want to hear about
exactly.
the time you had a good day,
Exactly.
the
yeah.
time you had a good coworker at your job. Like,
do you
I don't
even
care.
remember that stuff like
Yeah.
10
like,
years later? Like this
no.
was what I was 8. This was 11 years ago. Like
Yeah,
we
like,
still talk about it.
remember the times when your sister almost drowned you in a pond?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
mean, honestly, it just kind of seems like family communication is seen through narrative stories, decision making, right? Yeah, decision making, and then some family mishaps, which I
Yeah.
think at the end of the day, you kind of around and find out, and you'll get a good story out of
Hell
it.
yeah.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Is
Anyone else?
is that everything?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel
That's
like
good.
that's a
Yeah,
wrap.
just
Yeah.
like subscribe, listen to
Like,
us weekly.
Yeah,
comment,
if you
subscribe
blow
down
this
below.
video up, we'll post receipts. So.
Yes.
Please let us get a good grade, guys.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.
See you guys later.
Love you.
Oh!